You are truly the man. What's going on, everybody? How are you guys? How was your day today? It's my favorite day of the week. You know it's Thursday, and who is excited is Tiffany Renee, and guess who's here with me who is not feeling good, and he still came out anyway. Y'all give a big shout out to my buddy Lance. Lance, you gonna wave hi to everybody? No. So, big shout out to Lance for being here. It is Thursday. And for y'all that don't know, we are going to be talking about what's disrespectful for men, what's disrespectful for women. Make sure you let somebody know what's going on. Share this video. You will not want to miss out on the conversation here. When I tell you it's about to get real, what's disrespectful for men? What's disrespectful for women? If you guys have comments and questions, by all means, call us, 973-536-1148. We are so glad that you guys tuned in. Big shout out. You know we like to do the shout outs first. Big shout out to my girl, TT. TT, I see you. My girl from Dallas who is now riding out hard in the A. Yes. It's amazing. You know what? God is so good. We get people from Dallas. We get people from Louisiana. Is that Tosh? Tosh, I see you. God bless you. Good to see you. Tonight is Tasha's night. Tosh is going to be on the Wifey Scents tonight at 8:30 and talking about the scent of vision. It's going to be incredible. Y'all make sure, ladies, that you check out Wifey Scents. It's going to be incredible. I see Jermaine Dixon that just checked in. What's going on, my yay? I see you. Happy Thursday. Thank you guys for checking in. You know, in the beginning of the show, we like to go ahead and give everybody a shout out. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you tell everybody to check in to 8squadrebelradio.com where you can see what's going on in the studio. It is going to get real. So anyway, before we even get started, I want to go ahead and talk about the sponsors real quick. So, from Victim to Survivor with Jessica Bullock, assigning a new meaning to your traumatic experiences, therapy group for women. She's with Life Options Counseling Center at 13 Clyde Road in Somerset, Suite 102. Every Saturday morning, starting at 10:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Do not miss that. Aunt Doreen, I see you. Big shout out to Aunt Doreen. Then, my girl April Florence just signed up. Big shout out to her. Have you guys ever heard of Level before? Listen, Level is, here's what it says. Do you need any of these? Nutrition, digestive support, headache relief, immune system, mental clarity. Oh yeah, look, Lance is over there waving his hand like he needs all of that. Weight management, mood balance.
No, I don't need no weight management.
No, but you definitely need that mood balance. All day natural energy. Reduction of cravings, better workouts and recovery to stop feeling sick and tired. Look, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? So make sure y'all check out my girl April Florence. She has this awesome, it's called level.com, LE-VEL.com. You can hit up April, 609-815-5252. Text Thrive.
She working halitosis too?
You know what? You gonna fix your face. You not gonna start with me today. You always starting some mess. We not gonna go there today. So make sure y'all hit her up. Meek, I see my Tamika Williams. Meek, where is your husband? God bless both of y'all. I mean, I tell you, you the most traveling something with your husband. It's nothing like. You hear this? It's nothing like being in love, and nothing like being able to do things together. Absolutely right. Yes. And then we have Jessica's also doing a Strong Girls group all summer long, every Friday. Well, on June 2nd at 7 p.m., Friday, July 7th at 7 p.m., and Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. She has a Strong Girls group all summer long, helping girls stay in charge of their mind and bodies. Hit up Jessica, 908-290-3550. You guys need to also follow the...
Jessica Merrick?
Yes.
I was trying to look things up.
No. Well, see, I just lost my train of thought just for one quick second. Jessica's on point. She's incredible. So make sure y'all hit her up. If you guys get a chance, go to my Making Me Matter Facebook page. Hit up my Making Me Matter Facebook page so that you guys can see everybody that's advertising. I throw out stuff there throughout the day, some good stories and things like that. We also have Ryan Buckland of Buckland Funeral Home, helping families and friends honor their loved ones. We provide affordable, dignified, and personalized services. That's what Buckland does. Rye Bread is what I call him. He's been my friend for years. He is classier than classy. I would not want anyone else to, well, actually, if I was to pass away, I told Ryan, I said, you will not be the one to embalm me and work on me. It's going to have to be somebody else. That's gross. So anyway, but he's incredible. He's really classy. He's affordable, and he'll work with your budget. So now, guess who we got to advertise with us? We got Rita's. Now, if anybody is like me, when I say I love Rita's ice cream, yeah, Rita's rocks. Do you like Rita's?
Put it in the freezer.
Right?
Straight up, the big old bucket.
Yes. Y'all make sure you go to the Rita's located at 2303 Woodbridge Avenue in Edison. Their phone number is 732-777-0088. You can email EdisonRitas@gmail, and they are even kosher certified. And they will bring happiness to your event. My favorite Rita's is the green apple gelati. Yep. And they are black owned. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it's nothing like seeing us do what we need to do and supporting each other. I'm big on supporting black businesses. So here, what they do too is, if you have an event, if you have a party, guess what? They will go ahead. You can bring Rita's to your party. They will cater. Listen, I will literally crash somebody's party for Rita's, but I'll behave on that note. So what's everybody doing? How is everybody's day? Yeah, Meek, I love Rita's too. My favorite Rita's is the green apple gelati with the vanilla. Oh, I feel God. The vanilla all in the middle. Yes, I love it. I know. That's a shame that I start feeling. Right. Y'all hear Lance? Lance said that's that fat demon. I start feeling God over food. I can't. Lance, how are you?
I'm making it. I'm thankful to be alive, so that's all that matters, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These sinuses, this post-nasal drip, this season change, be tearing me up. But you know what? I'm thankful. As I said, every day is a new day.
Yeah.
Thankful that I'm alive. Thankful, honestly, that we can be here working with, our audience and people to help, better people's relationships and better people's lives and stuff. That's what it's all about. Right. Working together for our community. It takes a village to raise a child, and in so many words, we are children in a certain respect. You know what I'm saying? We constantly learning every day, so I'm good. No tea can kill.
I appreciate that. I do. And you said a village to raise a child. Shoot, it takes a village and some to raise adults. To raise adults, it takes. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
You like that? Yo, remember these hot cycles? Hot cycles show, boy. I had the dopest hot cycle. The one with the spin out, with the spin out on it, and I pulled up there and said, choo.
Yeah. Do y'all see? Look, you got Lance over here. We got Grump over here. They getting happy off of hot cycles. They went old school.
Right. Hot cycles is the thing. With the lion on it too, the green one with the lion.
Wow. I can't.
That's 74, baby.
I can't deal. When I say I can't deal, I love it. I love it. Big shout out to my girl Lori that joined. Bishop, I see you, sir. Listen, I need to inbox you, Bishop R.L. Smith. I need to inbox you. Yeah, I need to inbox you. We need to. I saw some pictures on your Facebook page. Yeah. Is that something I don't know? Anyway, I'll inbox you. Big shout out to Al Tariq. What's up, Flo? Al Tariq, Flo, Winstead. Flo, you got some music to send us? What's good with you? You have some music to send us? You definitely need to inbox us. So tonight, check this out. I need you guys to share this video, share this live, because what we are talking about tonight is going to, oh Lord, it might cause a stir. It might cause a stir. Lori, I see you. Big shout out to my girl Lori. Good to see you. Tonight on Making Me Matter, we are going to be talking about, Lance and I are going to be talking about what's disrespectful for men and what's disrespectful for women. Lord, when I tell you, I am curious to hear what everybody's thoughts are. So everyone that's on Facebook Live now, when you think about, fellas, when you think about disrespect, what do you look at as a woman disrespecting you? Ladies, if you think about a man disrespecting you, what is your point? What do you think is disrespectful? What things in your not your relationship or in a relationship do you deem as disrespectful? So, Lance, you want to start off, or?
Everybody's different, of course. We were talking, before we all got on the air about, certain things that view as disrespectful. Like, I can only speak for myself. And me and Grump was sitting there talking about one of the biggest things I can't stand. Do not tell me to shut up. Yo, for real. Like, I'm going. Yeah.
There he goes with those claps.
Something about that word, because I feel like it's like you trying to silence me. But in the same respect, if I don't want it done to me, I don't do it either. You know what I mean? And you know, you hear, we had a conversation about this before, and somebody was like, well, you know, what if I'm playing? See, I don't need to try to figure out when you're playing and when you're not. So just don't tell me to shut up.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a pet peeve for me. Or you bring a female, and again, I only date females, so I'm gonna speak from a male point of view. When you bring that female around your family, and she want to try to laugh at everybody's jokes and try to make you the butt of the joke just to try to fit in good with your family. See, that stuff like that, it kind of irritates me because I need to know that you're going to hold me down regardless. And I hear this sometimes, you know, when we'll be in a group and people will be like, well, you know, that's petty. It's not petty, because it's those little things that are keys to, you know, seeing what type of future that we're going to have.
Right.
If you feel the need to try to impress my family or anybody else and make me the butt of the jokes. I say this about my sister all the time, and we dogged her husband. He's my pastor now, so, you know, shout out to my pastor. But we used to dog him before they had got married. You know, he was just he was a deacon at the time, and we would dog him. But one thing about my sister, she'd be like, don't come for my husband. You know what I mean? And she would check us.
Flo said, "Preach, bruh."
She would check us, like, you know, don't come for my husband. If anybody's gonna say anything, it's gonna be me. But I'm not gonna say anything in public, because what issues I have, y'all will never know. That's for behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes when you sit there and you know, even stuff like, see, everybody, you hear me use this comparison all the time. Everybody wants the Lamborghini, the Porsche,
Right.
you know, but as I said, they got that like jet of faith, or they got that jet of budget. You know what I mean? You always talking about you want relationship, but sometimes I don't think we understand that the little things that make, you know, what it takes to make a relationship work. You know, we always so quick to want to just dive in and be like, you know, I want the White House with the white picket fence, and you know, this type of, you know, I got to make this amount of money. But what happens if he's not making that money? You know, what happens if he loses his job? What happens if, see, you got to take these things into account too. Can you really, you know, can you really live that type of lifestyle? Are you, if you're the woman, going to sit there and be able to hold him down without getting in front of your family, like doing one of these numbers, like, what's wrong? And you know those type of people that they want somebody to ask what's going on, so they can just start running their mouth. You know what I'm saying? I think at all costs, male or female, excuse me, you should never ever try to make your mate look bad. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
I agree. Now, can I just be honest with you about something? And this is just me. You know, I'm just going to be honest. What we do behind closed doors, I don't care. I don't care if you decide to say certain things, yada, yada, yada. But what I'm not going to do, if we are public somewhere, what you're not going to do is play me out publicly. And the thing is, when you love somebody, why would you want to put some shame to them or try to make them feel a certain way? If we're behind closed doors and you're like, yo, you know you knock needed, or you know your one leg is bigger than the other and you got a bad limb.
It's not needed.
Well,
it's not needed.
Yeah, that too. So you see, I guess that's what New Yorkers say. We've been saying knock needed for years. But at the end of the day, you know, you don't put, if you want to have jokes about the person that you with behind closed doors, not right. If it's behind closed doors, it's no big deal. But when you start doing things publicly, and see, I'm not trying to be funny. Y'all gonna have to pray for me, because I don't care whose family it is, whoever I'm dealing with. You know, if somebody tried to son them, so to speak, I'm gonna be like, what you? No, you not coming for them. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that chick. But at the end of the day, there's a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? No,
I agree with you. But I think also one of the major problems I think we all have. I don't care if, you know, how seasoned you are, you know, if it's new for you or not. One of the problems we all seem to have is the fact that we're human.
Right.
And I think sometimes we use that as a crutch.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm human, I make mistakes. True indeed. But what happens is sometimes we try to lean on that so much because you have to recognize that you need to hear.
Right.
And even if when you're in a relationship with that person, stop going by what happened in your other relationship. Because what might have been disrespectful for that person doesn't mean it's disrespectful for this person.
True.
And that's where communication comes in, and it's essential. You have to really sit and understand what, what's disrespectful. Like, like I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. If I'm standing by you and there's somebody who co-worker, friend, any type of male, and he walk up like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm not standing there, and you don't kind of check him and like, hey, hold up, this is so-and-so, you're kind of allowing him to disrespect me.
Right.
So you're disrespecting me through him. But you'll be surprised if there's a lot, and I know G will agree with this. There's a lot of women who don't see anything wrong with that. And then when you try to see, and that's my biggest issue. If I feel you disrespect me, whether you feel as though it's stupid or not, listen. If you choosing to be in a relationship with me, listen. And when I'm trying to tell you what it is, don't mean you have to completely agree with it.
Right.
But at least listen enough so that we won't have to sit there, so you can be proactive, so you'll know what not to do. Like, I'm not going to talk about, my woman's weight, especially in the presence of other people, if there's something that I got a problem with.
Right.
Like, you don't do that.
Right.
You don't try to make her feel less than. At the end of the day, she should feel like no matter if she is or she isn't, that you at least look in her like she's the most beautiful person in the world, or in that room. Now, you go home, you might look at some magazines and be like that. No, but for real though, you should never like, and I think sometimes the disrespect can come off when you talk about somebody so much, like, I'm just saying because I work with Tiffany, oh, that girl Tiffany, she da 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 da, and Tiffany da da da, that Tiffany's bright, Tiffany da 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 da, like, and you keep saying that to your girl.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, you making her feel like, really? So what am I?
I went through that. I actually went through that at one time.
Especially when you're not asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, listen, I'm a small dude, but I'm very confident in who I am.
Right.
But you want to feel worth something from that person you're with.
Listen.
So when you care about somebody,
you preaching,
and you love somebody, I tell people this all the time. Like, people, I don't get hurt by people really. I'm like, whatever. I don't pay you no mind. But if I give my heart to you, you know what I'm saying? I'm man enough to say, you have the power to hurt me. Which is why I'm a little bit more scary and leery of you.
Gotcha.
Because you have the power to hurt me. What you say means something. What you think means something. So it makes me feel a certain way because of you. So when you sit there and keep telling me how Ray got a new car and Ray make this amount of money and Ray this and Ray that, I'm like, Dad, do you talk about me like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
matter of fact, why don't you just go be with Ray?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny.
but I mean, sometimes it looks shiny. Ray looks shiny, but you don't know behind closed doors. Ray might be beating his wife's behind.
Listen,
or Ray cheating, or Ray doing this, that, and the other. So sometimes I think we gotta learn to value what it is that we have,
right?
And realize, as we stayed on topic of what's disrespectful and what's not. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%. And at the end of the day, the scary part is that people have done it so long in their relationships that they don't even realize that they're being disrespectful because they've gotten away with it for so long, and it doesn't become... You're so retarded, man. You are so retarded. But there's no room. At the end of the day, look, but at the end of the day, you should never want to disrespect the person that you're with. They should never feel uncomfortable. They should never feel like you're being disrespectful. Why be in a relationship with somebody who's going to constantly disrespect you?
But it goes back to what we said before, Tiffany. Sometimes, especially like when I deal with a lot of in a lot of therapeutic circles, you find a lot of times the people who hurt people are the ones who've been hurt.
Right.
And so when they tend to sometimes empower themselves
Right.
by talking down to, it's almost like you taking advantage of love.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know this person loves you, they're not gonna leave you, and so therefore you tend to push the envelope, and it's kind of sick. It's like in a sadistic way. It's kind of like, you love me, let me, I've been hurt so much by whoever, family, friends, relationships. So now I'm gonna push the envelope to see if you really love me. So I'm gonna sit there and say this. And it was something I was reading when I was doing something with one of my mentors, and he and I were talking, and it was something that I looked up, and it was saying, thinking that you feeling loved is more important than his or her feeling respected. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a powerful statement.
It is.
Thinking that you're feeling loved is more important than his or her feeling respected. What you view as what love is. Some people view love like we're twisted. Love means I'm always getting my way.
Right.
That's not love. If you love me, just like even in a marriage, you don't threaten your spouse with intimacy.
Right.
You don't do that. But there's some people, male and female, they don't see anything wrong with that. Like you don't talk down to your mate like they're a kid. Like, all right, well, you won't get none tonight. Right. Really?
I'd be like, so?
I did. The funny thing is, I actually. When was it?
I got Tasty Blacks.
Lance, somebody should throw these headphones right at him.
I mean, I thank God for deliverance, but shoot, tastyblacks.com. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm so done.
Listen, I'm being honest, because most people, they gonna sit up here and listen. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm so sanctified that,
I get that.
I've never fallen short, or I don't fall short. There's areas I need to work in. Shoot, listen. One of my addictions was pornography. I'm just being honest with you, and that was my favorite channel right there. I'm like, word, you know what I'm saying? Really, if me and the old lady would get into it sometimes, I'm like, okay, that's cool. See, one thing, I'm just one of those dudes. I'm never gonna put my hands on you, but you sure as heck ain't gonna be like, you sleeping on the couch. What couch? Not the couch in bed that I paid for.
Right. And I have a problem with that. I did a call about that because somebody had put on my Facebook page that they were beefing with their husband, and then she had clearly put out there, she said, well, he'll find out he's not getting dinner, nor is he getting any. I said, he won't have to get it from you, he'll get it from somebody else. Right. I said, because the sad part is, you cannot sit up there. First of all, even from a biblical standpoint, I'm not trying to be funny. The Bible talks about withholding yourself from your spouse. You're not supposed to. When you are married, your body no longer.
Anytime when you two come together, you two should be deciding that together.
Absolutely, but at the end of the I felt that all in my shondo. But at the end of the day, your body no longer belongs to you because you're now one. And so, any woman that tries to say, oh well, at the end of the day, I'm not cooking dinner, I'm not doing that, he's not going to get that. You are completely out of order. And what's going to happen is he's going to have somebody catch him on a bad day.
But I gotta advocate for that. I got a problem with that too.
With what?
With what you're saying.
I gotta hear this.
Because I do agree with the fact that,
Someone said they're sharing. I said thank you.
I do agree with the fact that as women or men, you should never withhold yourself from someone. But I'm not also going to sit up here and say that that's a license to go out there and creep.
It's not.
No. But because you made a statement, and you said, you're going to find that someone else is doing it for them. See, here's the thing. I think that mentally, some other male or female is going to be filling your void. But it should never be and it shouldn't even be mentally. But if you're mentally abusing the person you're with, case in point, you're not going to get this, or, that's why, go to another, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you go to the office one day and you stay at work because it's that male or female that constantly makes you feel good about yourself. Then you're like, dang, they spending a lot of time at work. You know what I mean? Because your home should be your castle. When you come home, whether it's like, everybody that knows me knows I cook. Mm-hmm. I cook more than any woman I've been with. So there's no reason why she should come home from work. You know, if this is my wife or my significant other, and if I get home first, that dinner's not cooked, just because she's the woman. Like, I got a problem. I'm going to be honest with you. I got a problem with men like that. Like, well, she's supposed to cook for me because she's the woman. And I say to people all the time, especially that try to go to the word, I'm like, where does it say that in the Bible? Like, she got to cook first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being the head of my household means I know when to take charge and when not to. Right. You know what I'm saying? I know when to take lead and when not to. So if I have to cook, then I'm going to cook. Right. If I have to sit there and wash clothes, then I'm going to wash clothes. Right. You know, so my issue with the statement of, well, you know, she's going to find out that there's some other woman that's doing X, Y, and Z. I do agree that you can mentally turn somebody off. Absolutely. And you can emotionally, you know, cripple them to where they do seek that comfort elsewhere. Yep. But exhaust all measures. I agree with that. And I say, what I mean is, you know, listen, you making me feel like this. You know, and we all know it ain't easy, because there's times you tell people that and they're so quick to be in denial about what they're doing to your feelings, or how, like, not me, it's you. Well, if you didn't do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But it should never get to the point where physically you feel as though you need to seek comfort from someone else. When it gets to that point, it's time to go. But you know what? When I was saying how, I guess I'm just saying we have to be careful. We have to be careful what we represent. We have to be careful how we handle the one that we're with. Because, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying too, in the sense where it's almost like, I don't want to say that he's definitely going to be with somebody else, but people have bad days. And what happens when you treat the man that you are with horrible, or make him feel like, or the woman, horrible, and you make them feel like they're not worth it, and then they just go out to the mall, or they're going out to have coffee by themselves or whatever, and then someone approaches them and says, you look like something's wrong. That's how things get started. Well, that's exactly how the enemy moves. That's how things get started. I know for a fact a female who goes to the gym to get compliments. I'm dead serious. She goes to the gym to get compliments. Am I wrong for saying that's an insecurity thing? No. I mean, well, you know, you're not wrong for saying it, but if the person that you love and that you supposedly value the most and put all your trust in, why would you? You got to let me answer the question. If you're going to sit there and say that, and you're at home and your husband keep telling you you fat and you out of shape and you this, that, and the other, and ain't nobody going to want you, why would she not be insecure? Why would she not feel a certain way? Right. So you can't put it off on her and say, is that an insecurity thing? Like, this is the person that claimed that they loved you so much that they wanted to sit there and spend their life with you. But now, I'm not going to lie though, but you do have to be open. There's a difference between sitting there saying, you know, if you honestly speaking like, okay, you know, that we need to hit the gym together. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being like, yo, you done got fat. So if he keeps telling her that, and she starts going to the gym, and as she's going to the gym, there's other dudes like, hey, you know, you married, you know what I'm saying? You looking good, and da-da-da-da. Right. Subconsciously, she wants to keep going back to the gym. Of course. Because she's being told she's appreciated at the gym. Right. She's being appreciated. You know, so she spends time at the gym, and when she comes home, as soon as you walk in the door, like, oh, you was working out? All right, good, girl, because you need it. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you walked in, you getting insults. Right. So I know a female who spends time at the gym, and she's talked to him about it, but he doesn't see anything wrong with it because in his mind he says, I'm just being honest with you. So I want us to now just go through our list and the things that we have that men think that, the compilation of things that we have saying from that what men deem as disrespectful and what women deem as disrespectful. So what do you think what are your top few that men deem as disrespectful? So for me, oh boy, and you and Grump together, this is not good for my life. we talked off air, and we were just sitting there saying certain things. I didn't want to scratch my nose too close just in case that camera was on me. It looked like I was digging. But so again, for me, See, now this, like, the list of things that was named on this list, I don't completely agree with all.
I understand.
Some of it's just, like, come on, yo. And I know, you know, it sounds like I'm being chauvinistic, but man up. Some of these things, like, come on, yo, stop being so soft. Like it says, tell him what to do, how to do, and when to do it. That's most females. I'm not trying to be funny. Just, right. You know, and sometimes it's kind of like, all right, I hear you. You just let it get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between somebody trying to micromanage and something like, I know I need it. So it's like, yo, did you remember to call so-and-so today? Did you go do this? Did you? So the same thing that I appreciate her for, I'm not going to criticize her for. So that's on the list. I'm not in agreement with that. This having a critical spirit and constantly putting him down with criticism. I agree with that wholeheartedly, especially in the presence of other people. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, you know, to emasculate a man, that's something that you sometimes can't bounce back from. You can't build somebody like when you like a man wants to feel like a man. You know, I asked some females one day. We were sitting having a group conference. I said, "What does it mean to be a man? Like, do you really understand that? Because no matter what you say to me, I'll never understand what a woman goes through with, you know, labor pains. I'll never understand. I mean, I sat there and watched both of my daughters be born. I helped deliver them. But regardless of, and I raised my daughters, you know, by myself for years. But I still never will understand what it is to be a mother. So I have to salute all women with that, because I can't truly ever wrap my mind around what it feels like to carry, what it feels like to, you know, produce, what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a lot. But in the same respect, as I said, you can't truly understand what it is for me to be a man. Right. You don't understand what I go through every day and my struggles. So when, you know, as I stated, you know, a couple weeks ago, I walk out the house in the morning. First thing I do when I'm driving, I'm looking over my shoulder to see where the police are. I shouldn't have to do that, but I do. Right. You know, and then it's like, let me make sure I got my family police car, the little, you know, just in case they stop me. If they stop me, make sure I'm not reaching for nothing. You know, I'm going in the store. You know, why they follow me, and you know, I'm too, you know, boisterous at work. You know, I can't be the angry black man. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I deal with all that stuff, and then I come home, and then all of a sudden it's, and then when I'm walking in the next room and she's still following me, that's nerve wracking, and realistically, I feel disrespected with that. Of course. So you know, it's little things like that. I don't even know how this made this list, but acting holier than thou, thinking you are better than he is. I mean, that's whatever. Check it real quick. Keep moving.
Check it real quick.
No, I'm serious. Like, that's okay. That's people. You can't base that on a man-woman.
Right. Right.
You know, again, I think this falls under the criticism thing, joking at his expense. Now, this right here, this still kind of falls under the same umbrella, putting him down in front of other people or behind his back. I've sat at cookouts and I've watched and listened to some woman just talk to her man like, well, if you had sat there and gone and done what I told you to do, you know, we wouldn't be sitting there living what we living now. And and I'm feeling bad for him. You know, you ever get embarrassed for somebody, you kind of just like, ooh, you know what I mean? So little things like that. Right. This bothers me right here. And me and Grump both said it bothers most men. Body language from the woman, the roll in the eyes, the sighing, especially this one. When I'm talking about something, I'm like, well, then why would you do? Yo, oh my God, yo, if my foot can slam on the brakes quick enough, it makes me want to go through the roof, yo, because it's like, I'm trying to talk to you about something and you sitting there. So now really, honestly, conversation is all dead because you're not hearing me and I'm not hearing you. So that's when, for me, cooler has prevailed. I'm like, we done talking. You know what I mean? So I don't want to talk anymore. Verbally attacking them, I mean, that's just people. Oh, this one. This isn't disrespect, but this is pushing the button. Expecting him to talk right now. Oh, Lord, in the name of Jesus, yo. Yo, expecting him to talk right now about some very important issue. Some men need a bit of time to think before they're ready to talk. You know what I'm finding though? I find that with a lot of women too.
Okay.
Like, no, real talk. Because when I talk with some women and I'm like, they like, well, I'm not saying nothing because I need to process it.
Yeah.
And I'm shutting down for a second. But for me, like, please, like, go somewhere and play for a second and just let me.
Did he say go somewhere and play?
Now see, now I said that jokingly,
right?
But see, that's something I would never say to my mate because that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's real disrespectful. Like if she was talking to me, I'm like, yo, could you go somewhere and play? That's mad disrespectful. Like we don't understand. Little things and little words are very important. You
right.
know, my ex used to say to me all the time, and I didn't see it. And I even, if she looking, I apologize to her because it took me a second to really get it.
Okay.
So say something we were arguing about. It is dumb, but it used to irk her nerves when I would say to her, "Yo, you're so stupid. That's dumb." Like it would send her through the roof.
Gotcha.
She'd be like, "Stop calling me dumb." And I'm like, "I'm not calling you dumb. I'm calling the issue dumb."
Right.
But I was being disrespectful because instead of hearing what she was saying when she's like, "Stop calling me dumb," although I wasn't calling her dumb, for her, that was calling her dumb.
Gotcha.
So rather than just, for me, instead of trying to, push the envelope, the proper thing for me to do would have just been to change my language.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And just sit there and not call the issue dumb. I mean, it was dumb. I'm just saying, but in her mind, it was me calling her dumb.
Okay.
Now, whether who was right or wrong didn't matter, but it's trigger words. That's what we need to be mindful of. It's trigger words. So when she heard that word dumb, it was all out war. You know what I mean? She wasn't hearing the word I was saying. So it's little things like that. But
Daddy said, "You're right, Lance. LOL, 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 LOL."
And you know what? Me and your father are a lot alike with certain things, and I'm telling you because I know when he and I sit and talk, and we both kind of like at the same time we got the.
Look at what he just wrote, and since you look at what he just wrote.
And he's right. We do. We have to be mindful and more sensitive to others because, as I said, it's trigger words. But see, it goes back to that whole communication thing. Communication cannot only be communication when it's something we want to hear.
Right.
It can't be. Because honestly, in adversity is the true test of your relationship.
That's true.
Okay,
true.
I'm mad right now, so we need to talk about this. Situation happened to me not too long ago, and somebody said something to me, and it was like, "I'm sorry." So I went on to tell them why what they did offended me, and it was like, "You still going on about it?" So, but if you're really sorry, then you need to be mindful of how I'm being proactive to make sure we don't have that situation again.
And also, because that just did something to me as well, because sometimes us, even as women, will look at it like, okay, I apologize, take it.
But you're not really apologizing.
But at the end of the day, we need to, I'm preaching.
Let me ask you something. What is an apology? Sometimes people use an apology as just like a peace offering. Shut up.
It can be used as an scapegoat, and so it can be. And the thing is, there are just some things that women have to understand. Yeah,
scapegoat, not a scapegoat.
Oh yes, scapegoat. My bad. Thank you. But at the end of the day, there's some things that we just have to realize the depths of the impact that it affects somebody else. Because I think sometimes, we'll say certain things and you just used an example about going on and how the other person said, "I'm sorry." But for the most part, they probably thought okay, well, I said sorry, I'm done. But no, you know what? Now you just have to look at things differently, look at the impact of what you said and did, how it affected the person before, to a degree.
Uh-huh.
Look at the impact more versus just saying sorry and being done, and understand why their response was the way it was.
I agree, but again, I think when you truly sorry, part of sorry means that you got to man up. or be a woman
and just say
and
I was wrong.
Well, not even just say that I was wrong. If you truly, if I'm saying I'm sorry, then I know I've wronged you.
Right.
So therefore, you should have the right to sit there and talk to me about what's going to make it right for you.
Someone just said someone used the apology to say shut up.
Yeah.
And don't you know he hate that word? Wait, I'm just kidding. But KK, you're right. Some use the apology as to say shut up.
No, and that's what I was saying. She's absolutely right. It's a she, right?
She's a she.
She's absolutely right.
And Daddy just said, how sincere is that person?
That's what I'm saying. Because if I hurt you, right? We're in a relationship, and you say something to me, and then all of a sudden we get into it, and then you like, all right, I'm sorry. Don't say sorry to pacify me, or like she said, as a shut up, because sorry does so how do we move on now from here? And in order for us to move on, we need to address the problem and situation. Okay, you're sorry. I accept your apology. So here's how we don't get here again.
That's smart.
And as a man, I'm gonna say too, what did I do to you to cause you to say X, Y, and Z to me? You know what I'm saying? Because maybe I said something that was the trigger word. Maybe I set you off and made you, kind of respond.
But 9 times out of 10, the conversation don't last that long because communication is not that long anymore. Today's generation don't
You're
be.
right.
But why though, G? See, that's the point. People mentally shut off. It's like we brats. We brats. If you're not hearing what if I'm not getting my way and I'm angry about something I said, like if we're trying to build and build the foundation, in order for us to build that foundation, I need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Absolutely. And in order to know both, because I need to know how to sit there and to be able to expound upon, both of them, and try not to sit there and touch on those sensitive subjects. Like, you should be able to be yourself with me. And when you are, for me to not use that as like all right, I know what sets him off, or I know what sets her off. Let me do X, Y, and Z. Like, not to exploit it. You know what I'm saying? So if we get in an argument and you're like, listen, I'm sorry, let's come in. People don't come together and talk no more. You know when they come together and talk? When it done got out of control and we gotta go sit in the therapist's office.
And it's close to being too late. Right.
Because what does a therapist force you to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When people sit and come and talk with me, I'm like, well, did you too? And I'm not trying to be funny. Right. It's basic stuff. And I don't know if it's that we're that stubborn and our pride is that much. Like,
it's pride on top of damage, on top of all types.
Oh, yeah.
It's a stack of buildings.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It really is.
People will listen, and I've been guilty of this before. And I'll never be guilty of it again. But people will rather let a good relationship walk away because they don't want to humble themselves to say I was wrong. Like, seriously, they will really sit there and be like, I don't care, knowing they care, doing little corny stuff like we used to do back in the day. Like, yo, did you just call my phone? I ain't just calling you. You just wanted a reason to try to call me and try to strike a conversation.
Oh, I used to do stuff like that.
I know you probably did because you was corny like that. But you remember, like, before they had the cell phones and before they had call ID, that person would call the phone and the phone would hang up and stuff. And nobody called your phone, period. And you calling that person back. Did you just call my house and hang up? No.
Oh, wait,
you want to
use 67.
You want to use that to strike up conversation. And why is that? That's so childish. You resort to childish measures because you can't sit there and say, you know what? I'm sorry. It's a simple apology.
Absolutely.
And it's so hard to say that. So, that's right, Monique. An apology should be an acknowledgement of not repeating something in the future.
Monique said that. Then KK says it creates bitterness because I know you don't want to hear what I have to say. That's sometimes when you don't say sorry, when you say sorry. And Jermaine, that's my fam. Hey, Jermaine. Jermaine says it can be extremely helpful to not only say I apologize, but to explain what you're apologizing for and allow. Wait,
repeat that part that Jermaine just said.
He said it can be extremely helpful to not only say I apologize, but to explain what you're apologizing for.
And that's what I mean. What Jermaine
And
just
allowing
said right
discussion
there.
about moving forward.
Because how can you... An apology should be a bridge. It should be a bridge to get to the other side. And like, I'm going to tie what Jermaine and Monique said in together. You know, as you know, Jermaine just was, you know, touching on, you know, so we can be proactive and not have this situation again. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you, sometimes this is why I say sometimes we can't let, not sometimes, forget sometimes, we cannot let emotion trump logic.
Right.
We can't, because I'm so mad in this moment, and I'm so aggravated with what you're saying, that, you know what, I'm just going to hang up the phone. Oh, that's another thing. Don't hang up.
Oh, yeah. To me, a hang up. Can I agree with that, too? Can we get some
You
claps
hang
for
up
that?
on people?
I'm like a mother.
No! Wait. To me, a hang up is just as bad as a...
Wait, let's stop.
I'm not an arguer.
We're going to get back to that
I
in a
don't
second.
argue. If something got to break, I don't do arguments.
Cool.
So you just hang up.
Hold on. We gonna get back to that in a second. But my thing is, like Jermaine and Monique was saying, when you sit there and you apologize to someone, like Monique said, it should be an acknowledgement of what we're not gonna do for the future. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, so what does that sorry mean? So does that mean so now think about this. This is why sometimes I snap on people. You apologize, but then you don't want to hear about it no more. But then a couple weeks later, the same thing happens. I'm going to snap on you now.
Right.
Because when you apologize to me, that meant, not that you won't have any shortcomings,
right,
but it shouldn't be that same thing, especially that quick. You
right,
know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you apologize.
Right.
So that should have been sincere.
Right.
That should have been sincere. You wanted me to accept your sincerity,
right,
and your word meant something. So now you shouldn't feel some type of way with me snapping on you.
Right. I want to read a couple of other real quick, too. Daddy went back. I'm so glad Daddy's engaging. Daddy's loving this topic. Daddy said, anger is the enemy to being reasonable and critical thinking. As you mentioned, must communicate.
Stokely Carmichael. That's who he is, yo.
Daddy is. Who's Stokely Carmichael?
For the fact you said that on air, I'm going to apologize to the audience that you don't know who Kwame Ture is, Stokely Carmichael. I want you to pick up a book when you get home.
I definitely will.
It.
I'm going to do it the moment we go on break.
Lord, in the name of Jesus. rebuke that rift demon.
The rift demon? I can't deal. He said, as you mentioned, must communicate. Tell me what offended you. I don't want to have you angry. Let's talk. Can't be angry. Sharon Leanne Hughes, she said, I know that man Lance, and his words are extremely powerful. He pretty much taught me how to grow up and be humble. Big shout out to you for saying that.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
Sharon.
that's a big deal.
Because Sharon's a very bright woman.
Okay.
Very bright woman.
Okay.
And we used to get into it because Sharon's very smart.
Uh-oh. People are on here saying, oh man, don't hang up on me. KK said, oh man, don't hang up on me.
Because I was about to get to that
Yeah,
topic.
and Councilman Elder Barry Good, he said, you hang up on me, I'm done. I'm not going to lie. A hang up to me is almost as bad as a spit in the face. I don't
when you hang
like
up on
hang
me,
up.
To me, I'm going to be honest with you. When you hang up on me, it's like a metaphor of me standing at the door and you just slammed it in my face. That's kind of how I feel. I closed the door in your face just back there. You just wanted to keep going on with your story. Nobody wants to hear that story, yo, Tiff. Nobody was beating for your story. Nobody wants to know what your middle name and your... Who cares about all that? And we talk about relationships. So there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? That's me and you joking.
Yeah.
But realistically, but I do agree with Gito. But hold on, because I see you about to come from my head. I'm not going to hang up on you.
Okay.
But I'm like him. I'm not going to keep arguing with you either.
Right.
But when I say to you, you know what? I'm going to get off this phone. Don't keep going on. Now, if you want to keep going on when I say, yo, it's not the time right now.
Right.
Give me a second. Let me get off the phone. And you want to keep going on? I might hang up.
You can't be doing it. Sharon came back and said, KK said, exactly. And Councilman Elder Barry Good said, yup, same as a door slam. Sharon said, I was the queen of hang up, but I learned.
Sharon here?
She said, I was the queen of hang up, but I learned.
She's telling you the truth because, look, all but this big, but Feisty will tell you off in a heartbeat. But like I said, very bright, very, very, very bright woman. And I salute her for saying what she said, because I was big as Sharon. Because Sharon would have never said that before.
That is hilarious. My girl Tamika, my girl Meek said, I'm here taking notes. Slow down. I can't write that fast. KK said, that's different when you're told. And so.
Well, as far as like when I said I'm going to get off the phone.
Right.
Like that,
so there's I can
I'll
understand.
make it that far.
Well, look, and again, I'm gonna speak for me. Like, because I remember, I hate, and and forgive me, people, I'm not trying to say this is just a woman thing.
Right.
But I find more so, well, I'm sorry, dudes can get mad if they want to, but sometimes dudes are just as feminine as some of these females. I sure was. I was about to say something else. I had to catch myself. I'm like, let me be politically correct.
Right.
But they are, yo, because I can't stand a nagging man. Yo, for real, you make me want to punch you in your chest. Like, man up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop going on and on and on. And then I feel like this, because if you sitting there, again, we so quick to always talk about we the king. And, as part of being a king, you have to know your royal family.
Right.
So therefore you have to make her feel like a queen. Don't keep beating her down.
Right.
Don't be so quick to say, right, hold on, I'm not done yet. But you can't beat her down. You know what I'm saying? But understand something too. As the king, I'm gonna sit my queen down when I'm telling you, all right, it's enough. Don't keep going on and on and on.
And that's why you get banged on.
Sometimes He's stupid, yo. But sometimes you do, and this is where logic has to trump emotion,
right.
Even for a split second,
right.
And just be like, all right, time out. You need to go to your corner, and I need to go to mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because emotion's gonna take over, and somebody gonna say something. So going back to this and the whole thing, a female was talking the other day. She was like, I really want to be a better woman. So tell me what you would suggest on how to take care of my man. And one of the things I said to her is, you cannot emasculate a man. And that's like my famous word, yo.
Right.
Because there's a difference between disrespect and emasculating. Like when you make me feel like less of a man,
Facts.
that's a hard piece. So part of taking care of me is to know that you value me.
Right.
And it's the same thing for a woman, though.
Absolutely.
You have to, as men.
We got to be extra on ours.
So I like to look at two of us like we're both batteries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me give off so much of myself to where I'm drained and there's nothing left for me. Because as I'm pouring into you, you should be pouring back into me.
Right.
But you need to understand what it takes to pour back into me. Don't be a hindrance. You should be an addition to my life. Don't be a hindrance. Don't sit there and detract from my life and take away. If we're going to do this thing together, then it should be something that you add into my life, not taken away. You know what I mean?
Daddy says, can be positive though. Might give that party an opportunity to get out of that mode. Then they may rethink. Some ride that emotional tidal wave. Many have education, but intellect isn't enough for communication. Then he said, having a high IQ doesn't mean if your EQ, emotional quotient, isn't on the same level, EQ will compromise IQ immensely. Daddy, you know what? You probably need to just listen.
This father is an original Detroit pimp.
Don't be coming for my daddy. Daddy, you better go ahead and say that.
That's right, Iceberg Slim.
Yes, that's my daddy.
I got a question though.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is being too friendly disrespectful?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, you need to answer that, yo.
I would like to.
Why don't you repeat the question so the audience
So
can hear?
Grumpy wants to know.
Is being too friendly?
Go ahead.
Is being too friendly disrespectful?
Is being too friendly disrespectful?
I think it is.
I think it is too. I think.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm
mean. I'm mean.
You ain't
I actually
lying.
hate it.
You know what? I'm going to be honest
But
with
now
you.
let me ask you something.
think-
You said you hate it. I'm sorry, Tiff.
That's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I think that it depends on what's deemed as being too friendly.
I'm talking about it's 11 people in the room and you have to literally be in front of all 11 people, speaking to them, not knowing nobody from Adam. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just have to be in the mix of all things, that type of friendly. the all over the room friendly, just the
That's Tiffany.
to it.
I mean, truthfully, that's Tiffany.
That kind of friendly.
It's
I'm gonna
just
be
too
honest
much.
with you.
It's just
Yeah,
too much.
I'm thinking you gonna say the same thing
Right.
I say.
Right.
So it depends. Okay, like so let's say this. Being in a radio or social network. I don't have a problem with it if it's you just know how to work the room and network.
Right. There's
You
a
understand what I'm
difference
saying?
between
Nah, you have
social.
no clue about networking. You just in the room being nosy.
Well then, you know.
You don't
See,
know about
here's too friendly for me.
Okay.
Too friendly for me is that everybody of the too friendly for me is everybody of the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hug and
That type of
always
shit, too.
always
I mean,
have to.
that type of
You always
stuff.
have to hug and you always finding fault with their girl. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to be critical of their girls all the time.
Right.
But when it comes to this dude, and I might say something in regards to him, you don't see anything wrong with this dude ever. Like you're that type
Gotcha.
of female that's always defending the men.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying? And then every time men are around, you feel that's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know
that-
that
all
type,
that.
and you always gotta hug or.
Or you know every like. Well,
But see,
I know his face. No, you don't.
See the reason why
It's a fine.
because
line.
I know everybody.
Gotcha.
And
Lance
so-
knows a lot of men and a lot of women, and at the end of the day, females love him. Let's just call a spade a spade. Well,
So no, they don't.
yes, they do. Lance, females love him, whether he wants to admit it or not. Females love him because he's just a real dude. He's approachable. He's not arrogant with his approach, or so they feel. Let's just say this: they feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, but
And
there's
in
a trust factor
in
as
a
well.
relationship, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard for females that have been in a relationship with me to deal with that.
Gotcha.
Because
I know it.
so that's why I said I guess I'm guilty to it of a certain extent because doing what I do,
Right.
When they talk to me, there's therapy there. So when we sit there and speak, but it ain't like all right, come on over to my house and lay on my couch and tell me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when they talk or we get together, they're trusting me. I can't tell that person that I'm involved with what's going on with them and their problems.
Gotcha.
Because that's kind of like a client. You know what I'm saying? It's a conflict. Yeah, confidentiality thing. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. It takes a strong woman to deal with me, and I'm just being honest. It takes an extremely strong woman to deal with me, and it's not because of the fact of, me and Tiff's father were talking about this one day. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Now,
That's how I feel.
some women that hear that, they're going like, oh, that ain't good enough.
That's how I feel.
But here's the thing. And I expect you to tell me what I need to know.
Right.
If there's a dude trying to talk to you, I don't need to know that. I don't care.
Right.
Dude's going to try to talk to you 24/7. I don't need to know that. Now, if there's a dude that's trying to talk to you and he's calling your phone
That's different.
and you checked him and he ain't stopping, now I need to know.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I don't need to know everything.
But if he's calling, that means you ain't check him in the first place.
Because
Not necessarily. Not think about it, G. Not necessarily. Because I've heard females be like, yo, don't call my phone again. I've told females, don't call me again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it happens. And I've had to block the number.
Right.
So not necessarily. There's just some of those people that want to stir up controversy in your relationship.
Right.
Because they know there's trust factors there between. And that's why I always tell women, I'm like, yo, stop letting other chicks know you have trust issues with your man. Stop giving them your ear all the time when they come back and tell you something like, oh,
That's
I
right.
saw Lance, da-da-da-da-da. Stop entertaining that.
That's right.
And even if you are hurt, don't let them see it. Be like,
Right.
Lance was doing X, Y, and Z. He was like, oh, he told me. Leave it alone. Then maybe when you get home, like, listen, Negro. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But don't give that chick that satisfaction because they
Right.
will keep
What
coming
they
back,
saying?
especially with dudes.
What Daddy said, he said, my man, I agree. And then he said, Lance has defined his definition of too friendly. He said, must be on the same page with his partner in her definition. He said communication again is essential. Yet, and as you were saying, trust. He had already, y'all both on the same wavelength, because he said, yet trust is everything. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Monique. Mo, you have been rocking out for a while too. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Antoinette. I see you. This is a good conversation, but something I want to touch on real quick, because we talked a lot about the men. Let's go in about the ladies.
Absolutely right.
Because something that
let's get to them.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. No, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty about what women look at as disrespectful.
Okay. Yes.
And something that you had said about being too friendly, there's a difference between being too friendly and flirtatious. So one of the things here, the things that I don't agree with because they're just off, I'm not going to mention, but here's a couple of things.
That was a Eurocentric version.
Is he going to start?
Go ahead.
See, this is what I can't. I should take this off and throw it at you. I should. I can't stand you. Okay, so they said, let's say y'all have a date. Not showing up at all is disrespectful. And they said, and I don't care if he phones the next day or week. So
is that disrespectful or inconsiderate?
Both. It's inconsiderate and disrespectful.
Wanted to be, you know what I'm saying?
But then say so. And then the next thing they said, lying about his whereabouts, constantly canceling dates and rescheduling. What are you? His third choice.
That sounds just like inconsiderate.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of...
That sounds like it's inconsiderate more so.
So can anything inconsiderate be deemed as disrespectful?
Yeah, I guess they can be synonymous. But to me, like, this is disrespectful to a woman. You know, like I said, go somewhere and play.
That is great.
That's
disrespectful.
Or taking her out and dine and dash on her.
Or instead of taking her out, the one that you with, taking out other women. So then here's another thing. That's disrespectful.
That's a whole other ballgame.
Taking out other.
I was about to say,
right.
That's another show.
That's a whole nother. But guys, people,
what?
not guys. I'm stopping.
Yo, because I stopped. Because you know how many females sit there.
Females do it too. They do. That's why I stopped. Wait a minute. I stopped because I stopped. Y'all see how he's coming for me? I stopped. People do it, and it's either way. If you're in a relationship,
it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah,
if you are in a relationship with somebody and you dining out with somebody else, there's a problem with that. That's dead wrong.
Take them off.
Can I tell you what I think is disrespectful to a woman?
What's that?
I think what's disrespectful to a woman is, it's gonna sound crazy because I know this is a family type thing. Disrespectful would be like, all right, case in point, you got pictures. First of all, I think this is dumb when people do this.
Right.
You got pictures of your woman in your phone, that pictures that she sent to you, and you gonna
For
show
you.
you
gonna show your
boys.
homies. Yeah,
That's just like
Yeah.
that's beyond disrespectful.
Now you
and you're stupid.
You're crossing the lines of privacy within your
Because
relationship.
your boys is gunning for that next.
No doubt.
Dummy.
I can't deal. See
that? Women do the same thing.
Stupid.
Women do the same thing.
Yeah,
when y'all
they
pillow
do.
talk,
They do.
when y'all are not around the pillow.
Look, he said when you're not around the pillow.
Because you think sometimes as a woman that you actually are kind of like, Leah, let me show everybody that this is my man.
Exactly.
So you start telling business.
Yep.
You start telling business to
That's
kind of
how
be
the
like,
best friend goes.
I ain't his secret. Mm-hmm. And you know, like I told you, my relationships are private.
It's supposed
And
to
I
be.
keep it like that for a reason, yo. You don't need to know who I'm with, who I'm not, because guess what? At the end of the
Women don't
day,
get it,
you
though.
can't get involved in it if you don't know what's going on.
How about that? So I'm going to read something else. Lying about seeing other women or sleeping with other women, flirting with or hungrily staring at or making comments about other women, making promises he doesn't
You think that's
keep.
disrespectful?
This is
The
what I'm
staring
reading.
part?
But do you think it is?
I think, which part? The flirting?
The staring part.
Well, for me, I was talking about making comments about other women.
No. It said. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read.
Thick.
Let me read. No, I've had those conversations. Like, okay, look,
What about the
her
staring
butt
part?
is like
You agree
really
with
big.
that?
No, it was. I'm sorry, I left something out. Or making sexual comments about other women.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then making promises he doesn't keep and introduce. This is now I put this one.
Suppose he just can't do it.
Then just say that you can't do it, but don't lie about it.
But you ain't supposed to rely on that either. Why?
But if we're in a relationship and there's a trust factor, and if there's something you can't do, just say I can't do it.
Okay.
You know what I think is disrespectful to women too? Simple things, because I'm a chivalrous man. Not opening her door.
Wow.
Now everybody else probably like, oh, you're so corny. I don't care though, but it's the simple things, yo.
Trying
bro.
to bring all that back, man. We gotta bring it back.
You know why I say that? Because when I look at when my daughter went to this boy's prom, here you go. I watched him walk to the door, and I'm like, if this joker does not open her door, guess what? Ain't gonna be no prom today.
Good.
I'm not even mad at that.
So I mean, I think we take for granted those little things. Like chivalry shouldn't be dead. Something simple like that. Like open up a door. I mean, you ain't gonna remember 24/7, but for the most part, you walking into the car, open up a door.
Open up the door.
You know.
This one I don't agree with because I actually agree with what you said about privacy. It says introducing you as a friend when you are his girlfriend. I'm not trying to be funny. Some people need to be introduced as a friend.
Word.
Thank you.
Look,
Everybody don't deserve that spot.
On that.
I'm so sorry. Everybody don't deserve that spot.
No,
I said.
And
not
everybody don't deserve to know your business.
know your
some
business.
people want to just know to be messy.
Just to be messy. And when I'm telling you,
And if y'all know y'all not strong in your foundation, shoot.
listen, if I'm being introduced as a friend, I'm good because I'm being introduced. And at the end of the day, if you don't know, it's going to spare my relationship and spare me from having to dig in your behind.
Even if you are my girl.
Exactly.
But I understand that. I understand
I don't
that.
introduce everybody. And like some females will kind of, they get mad, but I'm like, if you knew who that person was,
right,
you would know why I'm not introducing
exactly.
you. And they just want to be nosy and try to fill you out. And see, I think now that I feel like is insecurity. If you know who you, first of all, if you know me as a person, that's the thing. If you know me, you know I ain't trying to play you out. You know I'm more playing them out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
But you don't know me. That's why you think like that.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
so I'm going to run through these last few, and then we're going to take a commercial. And when we come back from commercial, Lance, I want you to run through these comments that are on. So here we go. 1, 10 terrible things a good guy would never do to the girl he's dating. 1, a good man will never pick apart your looks. A good man will never invade your privacy. A good man will never discourage you. A good man will recognize your value. He will not make you feel the need to prove it to him. A good man will never make you feel like an afterthought. That right there, a good man will never make you feel like an afterthought. I'm just going to say one thing and then I'm going to keep going. At the end of the day, he knows how to make you a priority and not an option. The next thing is a good man will never make you feel like you are alone in the relationship.
Every female's quote from now on.
A good man will never make you feel like you are alone in the relationship. A good man will never cheat on you. A good man will never disrespect you. A good man will never avoid important conversations. Which one?
The last two, but we'll get
a good man will never disrespect you?
No.
Oh, a good man will never cheat on you?
Yeah.
Well, there's good men that have cheated.
And there's good women
good women who have cheated. But unfortunately, in this case,
I didn't agree with the one about that like if you work a lot,
right,
and you're constantly working. My thing is sometimes, stuff gets blurred.
Right, but there has to come. That's where the communication piece comes in. So a good man will never make you feel like you're alone in the relationship. At the end of the day,
maybe you got the problems though. I ain't trying to be funny.
But at the end of the
day, if you're used to, all right. Case in point. If you are dating a dude who he works a regular 9 to 5,
right,
that's what you're used to.
Right.
Monday to Friday, and he just, he doesn't do anything more, fine. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But then you meet this dude where he volunteers community service. And this is stuff he's been doing before he met you. You know what I'm saying? And he's all over the place here. Now, I know people argue, well, then if he don't got time for a relationship, he shouldn't be in it. But it's not that he might not have time for the relationship.
Right.
It's just that, you know what I'm saying? He's a very giving person. And when y'all spend time. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. I actually would like claps for that.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Sometimes I can't give you every day. But are you going to spend time when we might not get a chance to spend every day? Are you going to spend time with the day that we do have complaining? Or are you going to sit there and maximize that time that we got together?
Right. Okay, so then the next thing, a good man, I like this too because this is what you had mentioned earlier. A good man will never avoid important conversations. A good man will never abuse you. And what we're going to do is just take a break. Meek, I see that you just joined in. When we come back, Lance is going to go through all of these comments that, and we're going to start with, when he comes back, we read Daddy's, we read Monique's. Okay, we're going to start with KK. So we're going to take a little break real quick, and then we'll be back with some comments.
What comments?
Okay. Oh, on the live.
What am I looking at? I don't know. I don't be messing with this stuff.
Okay, so go on the live.
Okay.
Because people been commenting from that point. So after that,
Wait a minute. How do you know what the last is?
because it's when you were talking.
But how do you know? Like, if you're watching this, like, how do you know what? I was thinking, what this is gonna sound crazy. I think this is up, man.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
Let me ask you something. Real talk, bro. What could I do to help lighten some of the load, man? If anything.
All I'm asking for is advertisers, sponsors. That's all I'm looking for. I can get that. The more sponsors and advertisers I have, the less pressure it lets me off of the shows that don't pay when they're supposed to pay.
I was gonna say, I think this is disrespectful. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We go out.
Hey, no.
We go out to eat. What's going on, brother? Thanks, man.
How are you?
He ain't done yet, right? Because he's trying to figure out how can I make this thing work on me better.
This best right here.
Honestly, I like it better like
I
this.
can't wait for these.
I like it better like this.
Yeah, you get more usage out of the space though,
Thank
too.
you! Thank you! Yeah, dog. See, I know I'm not the only one. I said that, yo. Slide it to me then. Slide me the credit card. Don't
And
be
actually,
playing
I'll tell you
out in front of everybody, yo.
what crossed my mind is
You gotta take every 2 minutes, bro.
trash enough. That shit all 3 times.
What you playing
I
on?
was playing underground shit, but it was samples in the beat. They catching all that shit, bro.
You see what you just had right there?
I gotta hear you do like that. So pull up another slow song. There we go. Pull up another slow song.
Doing your little fake New York walk.
We going back in?
Oh, no.
What you're not going to do is try to come for me.
I didn't have to try. You walking around like that, like you walking in Times Square with your little...
That's right, because that's what I do. Oh, real quick. With big shout out real quick to all of the sponsors we got. We have, sorry, I said we got, that's so hood. All the sponsors that we have. We have a newcomer on. See, I'm not even doing it.
Why couldn't it be suburban?
Suburban, trailer park, all of that at the same time. Rita's is now advertising with the Making Me Matter show. That's a big deal.
Yeah!
That's a big deal. So
Yeah.
make sure you guys go to Rita's, located at 2303 Woodbridge Avenue in Edison. You can call them 732-777-0088. You can even email them at edisonritas@gmail.com. And when you go, let them know that you have been instructed to go from the Making Me Matter radio
That's my
show.
homeboy,
Who's your homeboy?
Clarence Street.
And
Oh, yeah, this is Clarence Street.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Get out of here. Yep.
He got the whole family there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next time you talk to him,
I will. I wonder if C is on here. See if you on here.
Middlesex County College.
Facts.
Wow.
We always
That's
at
a
County
small
College
world.
Did y'all really?
Facts.
Yeah, he good people, man.
He is. He and his wife are good people, and I'm so honored to even have
They
their
got their
business
kids
on
working
here.
there, too.
Yeah,
I love
facts.
it.
That's
That's
awesome.
my brother right there. We
Yeah.
the Polo Club, all that.
Yeah, he's mad cool, and I love his wife, Lake. Big shout out to both of them. So y'all make sure if you guys want to if you have an event and you need to have summer's coming up, you want those good gelatis and so forth, make sure that you get Rita's to come cater your event. Nothing like having some good Rita's, you know. So again, that's 2303 Woodbridge Avenue, Rita's of Edison. 732-777-0088. EdisonReaders@gmail.com. Big shout out to my mom who just checked in. And then we have Ryan Buckland. Ma, you see Lance 1 second? He said, what's up, Ma? Okay, there you go.
Praise the Lord, Sister Rose.
Oh, Jesus. Big shout out to Ryan Buckland of Buckland Funeral Home. And if he provides affordable, dignified, and personalized services, helping family and friends honor their loved ones. Do not miss out and skip out using the wrong funeral home, wrong funeral services. But Ryan is classy, he's affordable, and he genuinely cares about the families that come in requesting services. My girl, Jessica Bullock.
Jessica!
That's Lance's girl.
That's my girl.
Lance loves Jessica Bullock.
I love all our sponsors, but
he loves Jessica.
What she's doing, yo. Shout out to her.
Big shout out to Jessica.
I'm sending my girls to her.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So Jessica has the Strong Girls group. It's all summer long, Friday, June 2nd at 7 p.m., Friday, July 7th at 7 p.m., Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. at the Life Options Counseling Service Center, which is located at 13 Clyde Road, Suite 102 in Somerset. Strong Girls group will be helping girls stay in charge of their minds and their bodies. And they have girl talk, games, and empowerment. Not only is she doing something for the girls, she's doing something for the grown women too.
Yes.
From victim to survivor, assigning a new meaning to your traumatic experiences. Therapy group for women. You know, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm all for therapy. I have friends who are psychologists, therapists, and so forth. Therapy matters. So definitely check out Jessica, 908-290-3550. My girl, April Florence, who is now doing like a weight loss supplement, and actually it looks like it's going to help you, like she says, get your life back. And it's called Level. You can text THRIVE to 609-815-5252, and she will be able to assist you. Oh, mommy says hi. Okay, so go ahead.
Well, I'm looking at certain comments. I mean, we can't go through
all of them.
All of them.
Okay.
I will say something. I was looking at one of the things that somebody said about, when you said about an afterthought. And this goes back to what I was saying before. So here's my expertise on it.
Okay.
When you agree to stay in a relationship, you agree to the conditions of that relationship.
Absolutely.
I'm just being honest, whether good or bad.
Right.
You agree to the conditions of it. If you've talked to a person numerous amount of times, and things don't change, this is the life you chose.
Right.
But you also have to understand a person's lifestyle.
Right.
See, that's the thing a lot of times in relationships.
Right.
You try to get a person to change their lifestyle, but if their lifestyle is positive and their lifestyle is paying their rent.
Right.
That's what I told somebody one time. I'm like, are you going to pay my rent? Like, if you're not going to pay my mortgage, then you can't expect me to not hustle here, hustle there,
and do what you need to do,
and do what I need to do.
Right.
And you're not going to share the same vision that I share. And that's the thing. A lot of people get upset about relationships that they're in, but they really should be not upset, but just understand that this just isn't for you because you two aren't sharing the same vision.
That's good.
Some people have not matriculated to that level. Right. And it's not downing anybody because my vision is different from yours. Doesn't make you less than and me better than.
Right.
But what it is I'm motivated. So I'm going to continue to be motivated. I hear this all the time from people. Oh, well, so-and-so, they doing that rap thing and it ain't taking off for them yet. Okay, are they still working? Are they still paying bills? Are they still doing what they got to do?
Right.
Listen, Morgan Freeman didn't get his first acting gig to 51, 52 years old.
Tell the truth.
You know what I'm saying? If it's a vision that has been implanted in you and you know clear as day that's something that God gave you to do, sometimes you got to craft your art completely before that door opens.
And can I make a statement?
You definitely can.
Thank you. And I don't mean to cut you off, but when I tell you, big shout out to Yusuf. That's my buddy from Dallas. I'm so glad. Oh, listen, that's probably the best mechanic I've ever had. They used to look me out big time in Dallas. When I tell you, the one thing I want to encourage people to, is that just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it won't happen. Just because you don't see it right now doesn't mean it won't be manifested. If the person that you are with has a vision, whether you understand it or not, you understand the person. So as long as you understand the person, be supportive. You don't have to understand their vision, because their vision is not for you. The only thing that you're supposed to do as being the one that's with them is say, you know what? It doesn't make sense to me, but what do I need to do to go ahead and support you? What can I do to help you get this, take this to the next level? What can I do to help your dreams come to pass? What can I do to keep you encouraged in spite of what it looks like? Even though it may look like it's not moving, you keep going forward. What do I need to do to let you know that I have your back and that I'm going to ride out with you until the wheels fall off? So I think a lot of times we get so caught up in, well, I don't see this happening now. I don't see this. I don't see that. And then we get thrown away. And then you have those hellish imps in your ear talking about, girl, he still ain't got this. Girl, he still ain't got that. Okay,
mind your business.
Mind your business. Stay out of what we have, because at the end of the day, when we make it, don't come for me then. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just one of those where I'm very guarded when it comes to support. I'm big on support. I'm big on encouragement. And if you cannot support him from the ground up, you won't be able to hang with him when he really makes it and is up there or past it, or her. So at the end of the day, you have got to go ahead and speak life into the vision, just because you're attached to the person that's the visionary, and throw no shade about it and just rock out with them.
Let me say this to you.
Okay.
The best encouragement that, I saw that Yusuf said, hard work pays off, and this is true. Sometimes the people to deflate your dreams the most are the people who are closest to you, and we have to understand that every relationship isn't for us. What we see in the flesh is not what's in the spirit. And I mean, you might actually get with someone who is going to douse your flame.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm real big in spiritual warfare, and I know the devil has divisive tactics to actually stop you from what God has for you. So when you're trying to get to a certain level and you're moving in that level and you staying positive and you're doing everything that you have to do, and although this person is, they don't have to necessarily say anything, but you can feel when people are kind of like, you doing that thing again? You know what I'm saying? Or how's your little show going? Just little key words that they sit there and say. And I say this to you. I said it to you before. Speaking from a black man, men in general. I don't care what color you are. At the end of the day, man, the best thing to do is to be able to have that chick that you can go home to and just be able to lay your head on her lap and just let her rub your head and just be like, yo, I got you. Because I'm telling you, if you have that type of woman, then you will have the type of dude that's going to be like, yo, I will not let anything happen to you. Now, I've heard women say before, because you got those people too that just always want to find fault in something, like,
right.
I've done that and he still did that. Well, sometimes you might need to wake up and realize that dude is not for you, or that female is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear the song all the time, what God has for me is for me. And when you know, as I said, clear as day what your vision is, but you allow other people to deter you from your vision and to have you walk in a different direction because it's not what they have carved out to be.
Right.
Because they saw themselves being married to a doctor or a lawyer or what might be deemed as prestigious. That ain't what is for me, though.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So either you're going to support the dream, or you're going to sit there, you're either going to pour into my vision, or you're going to, be a distraction and take away from it. And that's why I said everything, it's not even just spiritually being equally yoked. Mm-hmm. We need to be equally yoked mentally.
Agreed. My aunt wanted to ask, big shout out to my aunt Nadine, who's out in Maryland. She asked the question, how long should you wait?
For what?
Auntie, you mean in regard to, for the vision to come to pass? I'm the wrong one, because my thing is love conquers all things.
I won't say that though.
I kind of, just me, saying that, when you really believe in somebody and some things take time. You know, at the end of the day, it's not going to happen over the night. It might not even happen within the first 2 years.
Here's what I will say, and this is no disrespect to anyone. If you have to ask that question, they're probably not for you. I'm just being honest.
Just about to say that.
If you have to ask that question, then that's probably not for you because
you're already putting the time frame on.
that mindset.
I didn't even think of that.
That mindset is already saying, like Rump said, you're putting a time limit on me. And what people got to understand, you can't get mad because your relationship it's not for you. Don't get mad, yo. Be glad.
She said true.
When the door closes, you know what I'm saying? Because if that door closes, you know what? That might have been just your season with you two. And you can't get mad. And if you two can be mature enough to understand that this is you helped me get to this point and I helped you get to this point. But now it's time for us to let go of each other and let me blossom and let me fly. Because if you're starting to be like, well, how long are you going to be doing this? You know what I mean? All right. You know, like if I'm going to fail, allow me to fail, but don't make me fail because you give me a time limit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's good.
Because when you rush anything. It's just like a cake, man. You put it in the oven. When you take that cake out too quickly, that center is not done, and it just kind of flops.
Right.
You know, I might not be done yet with my craft.
Right.
You know, and if I'm sitting here trying to do it, like I said, now please, let's be very clear. If you are trying to still work and do something positive and you're still, I'm not sitting there saying, stay up and just in your mama's basement and you like, you know, I'm 60 years old, but I'm going to still be a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to sometimes be a little bit realistic. But when you were sitting there grinding, you sitting there trying to bust your behind and you working and still supporting, you know what I'm saying? Either support the vision or don't.
Another thing, Big Mo right here just said, oh, she just responded. My aunt said another one will open, meaning if that door closes,
that's right.
another
and
one will
open.
open.
That's what I'm saying, and it was meant for you to open.
And then Mo said it, I guess, in regard to the waiting. Resentment builds at that point. In regard to the waiting period, or when you start saying how long should you wait, resentment starts building at that point.
Because you know what you start thinking, and again, this is not a gender thing. What you start feeling, like Tiff had alluded to earlier, when somebody else is believing in your dream, and somebody else is like, you know, Tiff, you're talented, you know, G, you talented, da 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 da, but that person at home is like, da 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 da. You start being like, well, so-and-so believes in me. You know what I'm saying? And that starts, you know, like Monique said, it starts building resentment, you know, towards that person because you know what you're doing.
Right.
And when somebody else doesn't believe in you and see what you are capable of doing,
right,
or how you're being birthed, that needs to be a door that's closed and severed to me. Because cancer spreads.
Whew.
And I'm dead serious. Cancer spreads. And if you don't sit there and get that operation and cut it out, it will spread. And depression and everything else will spread to you. And once it starts getting to your mind, you already defeated.
So it's now, what time is it? It's 7:53. We're going to get ready to wrap up so that Grump can get ready for Grumpy's World, his show.
Can I say something with me and Grump said? Little things though? No, this is funny.
Okay.
And this is for people who are broke.
Yeah.
If you're that... No, I'm being dead serious. It's little things. Because I ask a lot of men then, and all men say the same thing. So let's say dude is going through a hard time, right?
Right.
He loses his job.
Right.
And she's like, well, let's go out to dinner. I got it. Please do not pull your credit card out in front of everybody and put it on that table. Slide it to him underneath the table.
Right.
And allow him to pay for it.
But some women do it on purpose so that they could show, like, I'm paying for this.
Yes. I'm sorry, yo. I know it might seem like something small, but please, if you have that type of situation where dude is a good man, he's a hard worker, he's buzzing his behind, he takes care of you every way possible, but financially he going through, don't sit there and be like, let me boo. Like, I went through a time and I had, a chick like underneath the table kind of slide me the credit card like, here, you know what I'm saying? And it actually made me feel good that she thought about me enough to not try to play me out in front of everybody.
Right.
So then, of course, you get the one, well, a woman can't pay? Yeah, you can pay. Absolutely. But when I'm already feeling bad about my situation, don't let me feel bad amongst everybody. And that's my tip for the day.
Bishop R.L. Smith said, talk, Doc.
That's the truth,
Big
yo.
shout out to you, man. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Bishop.
that. Yeah, he said, talk Doc with an exclamation point.
Straight up.
And I just want to say real quick, I'm not going to be long. I just want to say real quick, learn how to just communicate better. I think if we learn how to be intentional with your love, be intentional with how you talk to the person that you're dealing with, be intentional with trying to do the right thing. Don't get so caught up in trying to ante up against the person that you're with. They're not somebody that you're in competition with. You are not in competition with your mate. You're not in competition with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, spouse, or husband or wife. They are there so that y'all are together, so that y'all can build, so that y'all can grow, so that y'all can flourish, and that the future that y'all have can practically become something that nobody else can match. Not that you're in competition with anybody else, but so that you can set the ground and the foundation for each other. So I want to encourage y'all to practice how not to be disrespectful. Practice how to communicate with the person that you're with. Practice how to love on purpose. And practice how to be apologetic on purpose, not just for the sake of trying to close out a situation. Say I'm sorry, but mean it, and say what can I do to work it and make it better. Go ahead, Lance.
If I could close out, in closing out, my message would be more to the men. We always want to wear the crown, and you know the saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And as us being men, we do have to be protectors of our women, and that means that we have to nourish them, and we have to provide. Not just, we look at everything financially.
Right.
It's not that. But emotionally and spiritually, and we need to be protecting them. And we got to learn to pray for our women. We have to learn to watch over them, you know, mentally and physically in all type of ways. But if you really want to be the king of your castle, man, you have to start being first partakers of the fruit.
Right.
You have to learn how to first heal ourselves, because as I said before, a lot of us are damaged. So we have to sometimes be man enough to admit our shortcomings and protect and get help in areas that we need, so that we can take that knowledge back to our family and provide a loving and nurturing, you know, situation for our families. We have to stop allowing things like social media and TV to sit there and dictate to what family values are, and realize the importance of what family values are, and get back to that point. When we can learn to do that, and we can learn to take time to not always have to be right, you know what I'm saying, but learn to be able to relate so that we can be right for each other, then we can sit there and grow. Learn to just, like, you know, communication is not just talking. It's also doing more listening. And when you can learn to listen to what that person needs, and learn to be very critical of yourself, look at yourself like it's a true selfie. You know, we good at taking the pictures on the physical, but when we have to look inside, sometimes we don't like what we see, and it gets ugly. So what we try to do is make the other person feel bad, so that we can sit there and feel better about ourselves. Understand something. If you know that there's help that you need, there's nothing wrong with getting help. But you also have to learn to be honest with yourself, and to heal and not hurt other people. Hurt people hurt people. So when you can do that, and you know that you're ready for a relationship, press forward. Understand what somebody's lifestyle and their work is before you get involved, and don't try to mold them for your lifestyle, but learn to work with them.
That's good. That's good. Bishop R.L. Smith said, my God, I feel the anointing in both of y'all voices. Shout out to Kendra, who said, when y'all are going on tour, LOL, come to DC. So we going to end on that note. That's what's up. So we'll see y'all next Thursday. Making Me Matter next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys get on our Facebook page, Making Me Matter Radio on Facebook. Go to the website, www.makingmematter.com. And definitely hit up our YouTube page, Making Me Matter Radio. And we will see you guys next week. God bless you. God keep you. Have fun. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Ron?
Peace.